it's great to have you with us from across the country on this Thursday. It is bad news, unfortunately, for thousands of small businesses in Canada. We're going to start there. The ones that ship their products to the United States anyway. As of tomorrow, there's a new rule that will kick in by the Trump administration. Here's what you need to know. Packages that are sent to the United States worth $800 or less in terms of their value will be hit with a new import tax or duty. And that fee could be anywhere from 10 to 50% of the value of the item, perhaps even higher than that. Again, it applies to packages worth $800 or less. About 1.3 billion of those kinds of packages were sent into the U.S. from around the world for a total value of almost 65 billion U.S. dollars. This will apply to countries around the world. And that means, of course, a lot of problems for those companies and the postal services that send the products. Canadian companies bracing for the impact on their bottom line.
My worst fear is that people just decide not to buy at all, just because the price is uncertain, whether they're going to get it or not is uncertain.
This is leading to a lot of chaos now and a lot of worries in the global commerce chain, of course, over what this is going to mean. The Trump administration says that these smaller packages are often used to smuggle drugs. It's one of the reasons why it wants more oversight and monitoring. It also says it wants to encourage American consumers to buy from American businesses, not from cheap Chinese e-commerce sites like Temu and Shein. The issue, of course, is that all sorts of companies around the world are going to get caught up in this because the U.S. is simply a huge market. As a result of this confusion and chaos anyway, postal operations in at least 25 countries, including many in Europe, are temporarily suspending shipping these kind of packages to the U.S. until they can figure out how this is all going to work. Canada Post, meantime, is not among them. It will continue to ship to the U.S. It'll be using a third party to collect and send the duties directly to U.S. Customs. But you can imagine a lot of postal services do not want to run afoul of the Trump administration these days. Let's bring in CTV's Jeremie Charron. He is in Ottawa. He's covering this story. It's going to have a huge impact on thousands of businesses. Last hour, Jeremie, I was talking to one woman who runs a business in British Columbia, and she said she's looking at upwards of 60% of tariff on her products, and that might mean she's forced out of business altogether.
Right. That's the situation many small businesses are in, Todd. You know, a significant increase to the cost to ship to the U.S., which means for the consumer, the U.S. consumer, that product is either going to double or more than double in this case, or it won't be available anymore. For other businesses, you know, they're looking at not even considering offering shipping to the U.S. anymore. So any Canadian business, and any business around the world for that matter, but of course here in Canada, any business that has, you know, a significant consumer base in the U.S. is very fearful of the impact that this could have, because as you've touched on, their options are limited. They will face an increased duty that they've been able to avoid so far thanks to what has been known as a de minimis exemption. That is going away to start as of tomorrow. And so that means all of these products worth under $800 that previously could be exempt will no longer be exempt. They'll be subject to duties. Those duties could range, as you've touched on, Todd, many of which will be at least 35%. And it means a significant increase to the price of those products that are being offered to American consumers. So those American consumers have to be ready to pay more, or the Canadian businesses are going to have to absorb those costs. Many small businesses can't afford to make that decision. Some simply are going to no longer offer shipping to the U.S. So this could be disruptive, to say the least, for the small business industry in Canada. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business estimates about a third of small and medium-sized businesses in the country will be impacted by this change. And those who have, as we've touched on, you know, a solid base of clients in the U.S. that is interested in their product, this could really be a significant hit.
Yeah, terrible news. All right, we're going to have more coming up, Jeremie. Thanks for this in the meantime. Much appreciated.